Well, there's a new twist in the Hillary Clinton email scandal. Newly surfaced documents revealing the 2016 frontrunner used a second private address while running the State Department. She used it to correspond with longtime aide Sidney Blumenthal, even though the White House has essentially banned him from taking a job with the government or doing business with the State Department. Email exchanges reveal Blumenthal gave Clinton advice on Libya while simultaneously pursuing a business venture there. Alan Combs, host of The Alan Combs Show. Rich Lowry, editor of the National Review. Both are Fox News contributors. Good to see you. Alan, she continues to remain silent about these things.
Wouldn't you be disappointed if there were no scandal around the Clintons? Come on. Wouldn't it really disappoint you?
You know, we're so accustomed to it.
I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah.
She really needs to come forward. Look, I support her. I'd like to see her win. Because I'd rather vote for her than a Republican appointing Supreme Court justices. But that aside, as a supporter, I'd like to see her clear the air. I'd like to stand up, answer questions.
Maybe she can't. Maybe she doesn't have any answers.
Maybe, but let's find out. Make sure that there's no conflict of interest.
Right.
I'd like to get this off the plate so we can actually focus on issues.
But Bill said, I asked her, and she said, I never conferred any benefit to all of the people who donated millions and millions of dollars.
That's not good enough for you?
Isn't that good enough?
A former president of the United States? You can't.
He asked her. You know, Rich, we played the soundbite at the top of the hour of Hillary Clinton insisting she only had one email account. Now it turns out she had two. Either she forgot or she was lying. What do you think?
Well, the assurances about this have been wrong. When it first came out, they said, oh, she never used the second email address when she was Secretary of State. That's proven false. And the whole initial defense in that disastrous press conference was that, oh, I'm such a technological naif. I could only deal with one device and one address, my private address. And now she has a second private address that she was using to communicate with Blumenthal and who knows who else. And the whole Blumenthal thing stinks because at one hand he's advising her at the State Department, the other hand he has his job at the Clinton Foundation, and he's also lobbying in favor of business interests in Libya. And this goes to how this whole political slush fund and influence operation worked. You never knew where the supposed charity and the politics and the money making ended and began.
Yeah, what about the Blumenthal thing? I mean, you know, Alan, here he is. He's on the payroll of the Hillary Clinton Foundation. Yeah. He's soliciting business from the State Department and the government on behalf of Libya and advising her about Libya.
Look, she's welcome to take advice from whomever she wants, but they're going to have to prove
the Obama administration said, this guy is out, don't deal with him. She did.
There's going to have to be proof that there was some kind of quid pro quo between her work as Secretary of State and any financial interest that may have accrued to the Clintons or to Sidney Blumenthal.
That's not the standard in government. The standard in government is not, oh, it's okay as long as someone's not taking you into court and throwing you into jail for bribery. You have to avoid the appearance of a conflict of interest. And this is a guy who's working with businessmen who want to make money in Libya, sending direct advice to the Secretary of State that she's forwarding on to other people, even though the other people in the State Department know a lot of the things he's saying are
Which is why I've said, and I want to reiterate, I want her to stand up and I want her to answer questions. I wanted to clear the air.
You want her to deny that she's corrupt?
Well, I wanted to actually show what was done and what was not done, explain the two email addresses, explain the conflicting information we're getting, so we can clear the air and move on. I think that's very important.
Good luck with that, Alan.
You know, the other part of it, Rich...
I shouldn't want that?
You should want it.
The State Department is going to release 55,000 pages of emails by Hillary Clinton on her personal server, that is to say those she didn't already destroy. They're going to do it because there are so many of them in January of 2016. That's right before the Iowa caucus and then all the primaries thereafter. Boy, if there's any smoking gun in there, anything remotely troubling right before the election?
But there aren't going to be smoking guns, or it's very unlikely, because it's been vetted twice. It's vetted by Hillary's people, who could pull out anything that would be potentially explosive. Now it's being vetted by folks at State. It's hard for me to believe they have 12 dedicated people on this, and you can't do it in a couple months. And part of the play might be, if you don't do it until January, then the litigation over the stuff you withheld starts then, and that all gets pushed back beyond the 2016 election.
They should do it now. Don't wait till, you don't need to wait till January 2016 for this and get it off the plate.
But they say there's 55,000 pages of stuff. I mean, and it takes time.
Looking at it,
you got to scan it, you got to examine it, you got to make sure there's national security interests involved.
Requires work.
Yeah. And that's anathema to the government, isn't it?
I'm pro-government. I like the American government.
The bigger the better, eh, Alan?
Not necessarily, no.
I'll let you have the final word on this. But all of these, the drip, 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 day by day, and the longer that Hillary Clinton doesn't address them, does it the worse it gets, or can she hide from it?
It brings back all the memories of the 90s, all the same characters. Sidney Blumenthal.
Do you like nostalgia?
The reason why I do, but it wasn't great for the country, and the reason why I believe the Obama administration would have blocked Blumenthal coming back in. He was so toxic from his role and all that. Now it's all being dredged.
By the way, the 90s were great financially for the country. It would be a good time to go back to.
You always have to get the last word.
Well, okay.
Even though I said Rich was going to,
I'm sorry.
You had to get the last word, didn't you, Alan?
Thanks a lot, Alan.
All right, Alan Combs, Rich Lowry, the Abbott and Costello of politics. Thank you very much, guys.
That was very kind of you.
Okay.